Hi, this is Teresa Wagger again with Premier Design Websites, and we're here back for part 2 of Add an Image to Your WordPress blog. In this part, we're going to be sharing some tips and tricks to help you make your image look even better on your blog. So as we left you, we had inserted an image into the blog. It's left justified. Let's go ahead and preview the post. Here's what we got so far. And as you can see, depending on how your blog was set up originally and how the CSS is set up, sometimes you find that, first of all, in this case, the image is too big. It takes up over half the space from left to right. It should only really take up about a third. And I think we talked about that in the last video about this is 300 by 300 pixels, and it really should be about 200 by 200. And the width would be 200. The other thing is that the text isn't wrapping around it. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to show you how to make it work for you. So let's go back to our blog and show you how. Now, if you run your cursor over your image and just click on it one time, you'll see two little boxes. One, whoops, they go away too. One is delete, don't click on that one. And the other one, if you hover over it, says edit image. Let's go ahead and edit this image. Now this is going to pull up a different box than you saw originally. The first thing it's going to do, you can see here our rising profits and in case you forgot to put your alternate text in to help with the SEO or search engine optimization, you can go ahead and add that in here. And here's the link to your the link to if you click on the image while you're in the post, it will bring up just the image by itself. If you want to have that link available, you can. Personally, unless I'm linking to something, and you can do that, you can have like a buy now and there would be a link here. I'm going to go ahead and delete that because you really don't need that. It's just superfluous. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to size it down because it was 300 by 300. We want it 200 by 200. And look, here's a size thing, little size measure. Before I do that though, I'm going to move over to advanced settings. So click on advanced settings and look, the size guy stays right there. So now if you look down, you can see the source of your image and then the size. So let's take our slider here. We're going to slide it down. That's 90, 80, I think 70 will be close. If I click on it, when you slide it down, make sure you click on it where you finally end up. And I want it, that's close to 200. You can also go in there and I believe you could even just type 200 by 200 if you'd like. Okay? And if you don't like that and you change your mind, you can always click on original size to get it back. Now, the next thing you want to do is it's left justified, but unlike above here where you see where all the text is wrapping around it, it's not doing that naturally in the CSS of your configuration. So I'm going to take this align left right out of the CSS class part, and we're going to enter that in just a little bit. Okay, now you can add styles or add image properties. The first one you want to add is a 0 for border, and the reason it's good practice to do that is because if you do change that to a link, or it is set up as a link, it'll automatically put a little black or gray border around it depending on how your CSS is configured. And you don't want that necessarily. At least now you have the option. And if you do want to have a border, you can put 1 or 2. Whatever number you put there will be pixels. That'll go. The width will be 1 pixel if you put a 1 there. I also add horizontal space. In this case, I'm going to add 5 pixels. And what that does is it keeps the text from sort of bumping up right against your image. Gives you that little bit of white space that you need on either side of the image to balance it. I don't usually put vertical space because then it drops the image down from the top, but you can go back and look. Depending on how it looks to you, you can add that. And you can see what that does is it adds styles to my text. So let's go ahead and we'll insert that. Scroll down a little bit. And we don't need any of this, so click on Update. Now let's go ahead and save our draft, and then we'll go ahead and preview. Let's go Preview Post, see what we get here. Now you can see, oh look, it's like a third of the page now instead of half. Much better. Doesn't overwhelm the viewer as they look at this beautiful picture, so they actually get time to go look at the words. And you can see there's a little more space between the words, the image, and the words here, but we're still not wrapping the way we'd like to. So let's go back in to our post. Now we've been doing this all under the Visual tab. I'm going to dive into the Scary tab, which is HTML. Don't be afraid of HTML. It's actually not as complicated as you think it is. It's sort of like rewriting things only in geek mode, as I would say. So let's look at this. You can see here, remember we saw class and we had this information, and then we saw style and they added this information. Okay, that's within the image, it's defining the image. Now if you go past where you have the alt information, you're going to see width and height, and it's in parentheses. I'd like you to add one more thing right after that. It's very simple. Just type a line and an equal sign and in quotations left. And if you wanted to right justify it, you could do right. Or if you wanted to do center justify, type center. Be sure that your left, right, or center is in quotations and that the slash remains here. Okay? So let's click publish, or let's click save draft, and then we'll do post preview. All right, let's see what we get this time. And if you scroll down, look, it's wrapped around it. And you can see again, you have that little bit of space, and there's plenty of space vertically, and it fits in there beautifully. So now all I have to do is go back in and publish. So there you go. That's what you needed. Couple tricks for you to keep your images looking beautiful. Thank you for watching this. Again, my name is Teresa Wagger with Premier Design Websites, and today we've learned how to add an image to your WordPress blog with some neat tricks. Have a great day.